Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm here to do my review of The Walking Dead Season 9 Episode 13 titled Chokepoint. This is definitely a very interesting episode. A lot of cool stuff that I really loved. There were some stuff that I didn't like, which I'm going to get to also in the review. I'm going to be talking about the entire episode, so if you haven't seen the episode, spoiler warning, but let's just jump right into it. Alright, so the episode pretty much picked up exactly where the last episode left off, and the first thing I wrote down when the episode picked up on my notes is that Beta sounds awesome. I did love this whole opening sequence of Beta in the whisper that got bit. Just their exchange and the way they were talking was really cool. Specifically when Beta said like, go get his wife and tell her the change is coming. Like, I just love the way he phrased it, the change is coming. It really the Whisperers are such a fascinating group, and the dialogue and the way they speak to one another just adds to it, I think. Like a regular person would be like, go tell his wife that, he's gonna turn. But Beta, the Whisperers, they say, go tell his wife that the change is coming. I don't know, just a little thing that I just really like. This episode was a tad on the slower side, especially the first 40 minutes. Like I said earlier, the last 20 minutes was great. And I think there's still something up with the commercials. There just seems to be way too much, because I'm watching the episode and then I check my clock and I feel like we've barely seen anything. We've only gone through so much and it's already 9:50 and I'm like, whoa, chill out. But anyways, I want to talk about the Highwaymen because we finally got introduced to them and their whole introduction was just super weird to me. Things I liked and things I didn't like about them. So when Jerry said that we just got ambushed and these guys gave us this letter, that part didn't sit well with me because I really wish they showed us that instead of, I felt like him saying it was just an easy way to get it out there. But imagine seeing Diane and Jerry out in the woods and then they came across, or they got ambushed from behind or something and they had a mini fight. I feel like that would have been so much better in my opinion to see. But moving past that, when the group went to the actual base for the Highwaymen, I did like some parts of that, especially when the kingdom they turned the corner inside that building and they had all the Highwaymen lined up and all the shadows were there and then the music started playing. I did like that. That was really interesting, and I was like, okay, what the hell is going on here? Angus Sampson, I think his name is, the guy who plays the main cowboy. I'm calling him a cowboy, I don't care, but yeah, that guy, I know him from, I think that's his name, I know him from the Insidious movies. He did pretty good. I did like him in the role, and he was really fun to watch. The comedy though, that was unexpected, and I don't know how I feel about that. It was kind of funny when Carol said have you guys ever watched the movie. I was like, what the heck, I didn't really expect that. But the kingdom has this whole new layer of comedy this season. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Some parts are funny, but I mean the Highwaymen as a whole though, I feel like their only purpose is for there to be more casualties in the fair, if you know what I'm getting at here, with the pikes. What other purpose do they serve, right? I was like, yeah, I thought they were gonna be a a group of villains, and they easily talked them into joining the fair, and they went to go help the hilltop, and I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I was like, all right, is that it? What's the point of these guys? That's why I kind of think the whole point behind these guys is to, make Alpha look more evil and making, the casualties a lot bigger. Tammy Rose killing those walkers, I like that, man. Yeah, Tammy Rose. If you guys been watching my reviews, I've been saying lately, ever since the beginning of season 9, Tammy Rose is such a great character. Brett Butler is such a great actress, but they don't use her that much. And, because whenever any scene she's in, and also Earl, I really like their dynamic. Whenever scene, especially Tammy, she's in, she just steals it because Brett Butler is just that good of an actress, and she's so entertaining and fun to watch. And today we got her first kills, which was really cool to watch. Alright, but let's talk about Connie, Daryl, Henry, and Lydia. So I wrote this down while watching the episode because I kept seeing Connie give Daryl little looks, and I was like, alright, there's definitely a romance brewing here. Now after this episode, I feel like Connie is into Daryl. I don't know if Daryl's into Connie though, because Daryl doesn't have many emotions, but there could be a romance brewing here. And there's also something about Lydia that's not sitting well with me, and I don't want to say that I don't like this part or something because maybe I'm missing something, but sometimes I feel like, why is Lydia even with Henry and Daryl? Because she's protecting her people, and it seems like she still cares for the Whisperers, and other times she's all over Henry and acts like she hates the Whisperers, and doesn't care about them, and then she's like questioning Henry. So she's like all over the place. That's why I don't know how I feel about it just yet. I feel like, you know, because I get that Lydia is a broken character. She's been through a lot, so maybe that's how she is. That's why I don't want to jump the gun and say like, oh, this is bad writing or something like that, because maybe that's how her character is. So but I was getting a little bit frustrated throughout the episode when she was like jumping, you know, from, you know, one place to another place, and I was like, yo, Lydia, pick a side, please. I love the whole sequence at the end with when the Whisperers were in the building. I just like the whole tone, you know, during the final 20 minutes. It felt like I was watching a horror movie, which is, I think, needed for this show. And I don't know why, but I feel like the stakes are a lot higher with the Whisperers. And they are, I think. But what I'm trying to get at here is that they're humans too, like the Saviors were. But whenever the Whisperers are around, I'm genuinely fearful for the characters. Like, I feel like anybody could go at any time, which I think is, you know, that says a lot about who they are. And I think it's the masks, because they are pretty scary. But let's talk about what everybody was excited for, you know, heading into this episode, the Daryl and Beta fight. Daryl was pretty good in this episode. I really liked the two Whisperers he killed before the Beta fight also, especially the one where we saw the shadow behind the sheet and then he hit it with the axe. I did like that. And little stuff like that, you know, little creative stuff like that, you know, instead of making it just like a regular kill, I like it like that. I don't know why, but I just really dug that kill. And then the other Whisperer where he sliced the throat, that was also pretty cool. And I was like, all right, Daryl's on a roll, but we all know who's coming. And the next thing you know, Beta's going through a wall and, you know, body slams him. Also, I liked how Beta was bringing out his inner Batman while he was fighting Daryl. He was like, where is she? I don't know. I just, like, every time he said that, I was thinking of Batman. But if I could describe the Beta and Daryl fight in one word, I would say exciting, because that was one hell of a fun fight. You know, I was getting very excited watching that, especially when they both pulled out two knives and they were circling each other, you know, like they were in a boxing ring. I was getting hyped watching that. And you can definitely tell that Daryl was scared fighting Beta, and I was laughing at times during the fight, I'm not gonna lie, because Beta is fucking humongous, and it was such a cool fight, you know. I did wish it was a little bit longer, but I'm really glad they didn't do any commercial cuts or anything like that throughout the fight. I'm super glad they played out the entire fight. Now, granted, it wasn't a very long fight or anything, but I'm still happy they didn't do it. They just played it all the way through. But it's definitely up there in Walking Dead fights. Like, I'm not, you know, it was a good fight. And then at the end when Daryl, you know, hit him down the elevator, did anybody actually think he died? I didn't think he died. So when they did that whole end thing, I was like, did anybody actually think he was gonna die? Like, it's episode 2 of Beta. Like, there's no way he was gonna die. And then at the end of the episode, we saw the fair starting up, and then Carol found out that Henry and Daryl aren't back yet, and they were a little bit worried. But next week looks to be an Alexandria episode. I don't know if we're gonna get the Kingdom next week, because next week is also titled Scars, so we're gonna also get flashbacks and stuff, I'm assuming. So maybe it's gonna be like an entire episode focused on Alexandria and Michonne and them, because Daryl's also there, so, you know, he's involved in the Scars. So maybe, and I think what's gonna happen is that we aren't gonna get back at the Kingdom until episode 15, and then that's gonna be the fair full swing. But man, I can't wait for next week, because I'm dying to find out what's been going on with these Scars. In episode 15 and 16, shit's gonna go down with the fair, but I cannot wait for it. But overall, as far as this episode goes, I did like it, some parts more than others. But let me know in the comments down below, what did you think about the episode? You know, what did you like, what didn't you like? I'm very interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Also, I'm gonna be posting my episode 14 breakdown, the trailer breakdown, tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that. Again, thank you for watching, and if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.